Hello everybody, this is Satan Trista, and today in our show we are gonna have Devoniere the Beast Jackson. He's an MMA fighter and is ranked number 14 in Iowa Pro Middleweight and number 26 in Welterweight. You can follow him on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. The links are given below. I'm really excited to have this conversation, so let's go. Hello? Hey, bro. Hello, sir.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Devoniere the Beast Jackson, and he has a pro record of 6 wins and 6 losses. Currently, he's on a 2-fight win streak, and
Yes,
he's a middleweight MMA fighter. He's ranked number 14 in active Iowa Pro Middleweight and 26 at welterweight. His last fight was against John Kennedy in a catchweight match, and he won by an arm lock, I guess. Yeah.
It was Americana actually. Yeah. It was
Yeah, in
Americana.
RCC. Sir, at what age did you start MMA, sir?
Let's see. To be honest, I've been fighting all my life, man. Where I grew up in Pontiac, Michigan, it's kind of rough out there, so you gotta kind of fight to survive. So I've been fighting all my life. Officially MMA, I started my sophomore year of college, so I was like 20, I'd say.
Okay.
So yeah, it was probably, what is this, 2018 now, so
Okay.
yeah, that
So,
was 5 years ago, man.
long time ago. Were your parents supportive of it? Like, did they say go fight?
Yeah, I did wrestling and things, so like I wrestled in high school and I wrestled in college, so my mom and dad, they pretty much, they knew, and I had already told them, like, hey, when I saw the first UFC, on TV, first thing I said to my mom was, that's what I want to do when I grow up, that's what I want to be, I want to be world champion mixed martial artist, so
Okay.
they're supportive of pretty much as long as it's pretty positive, anything I do, man, my mom and dad are on board with it, and the rest of my family, so,
So no objection.
yeah.
You got like the green signal right away.
Yeah, literally. Like
Yeah.
well, what happened was I got done with the wrestling season, and then there was one of our security guards actually at Iowa Central College I went to. He did mixed martial arts back when there was no weight classes, back
Oh,
when it was just everybody
yeah.
fighting anybody. So I got in contact with him, and he got me in contact with the promoter in Fort Dodge for my first MMA fight. And after I actually did it, then I told my mom about it, and then yeah, she wasn't too upset though. She's just happy I won.
Okay. Nice. Sir, did you get straight into MMA or did you fight anything before, like other martial arts like Muay Thai, wrestling?
No, mainly wrestling. I dabbled and dabbled in a little bit of karate when I was younger. You know how your parents are trying to find you something to release that energy and learn some discipline a little bit. And I messed with karate for a bit, but just to be honest, I was always a high energy person, so I've always had too much energy, so I was always in sports. But yeah, I didn't really do many martial arts. Like I said, when I grew up, I was always fighting using my hands anyway, so I'd rather get paid for it and not get in trouble, man.
Sort of like, what about street fights, sir? Were you into street fights like very young?
Yeah, very. Like, I got into my first fight in preschool, man, and it was on my birthday, actually, over a cupcake. So
Okay. So that's
from then
that's
on,
some
man, I
story.
knew it was. I knew it's my calling, dude.
Okay. I'm like, from your record, like I seem to notify that you're a pretty experienced fighter. Like at the age of 24, you have like 12 pro fights, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
like it's a pretty long career for a 24-year-old. Means like it's pretty huge. It's pretty big. Like 12 fights in 24 years old. That's like
Yeah, and that's, to be honest, that's actually 12 fights within less than a year and a half to maybe even 2 years, So that's
in
I
2 years,
kinda what
12 fights.
12 fights. Yes,
Oh my
sir.
God, that's nice. Wow, that's something
I
something to
got
be
big
proud.
goals, man. I'm trying to. I'm gonna be a world champion in the UFC someday, man. So I can't, I gotta get that experience. Got to get that mat time, and
Are you not worried like it'll affect your health? Like fighting them?
Dude, think about it this way. You can walk down the street and end up getting injured, man.
Yeah,
Just by
yeah.
walking. So I'm not really, I know someday my body's probably going to be like, hey, you can't do this anymore. But until that day, I'm gonna keep fighting, man.
Oh, okay, sir. So like, who has given you the toughest fight till today?
Toughest fight. Let's see. It has to be Austin Hubbard. It was my first pro title, my first and only pro title fight so far, and I was actually coming off of a broken rib like 2 weeks prior, so
Okay.
I was trying to get that intact and try to keep that in a good position, and then stay healthy during training camps, and make the weight, and then get into the fight. Yeah, I feel like that was one of the best fights I fought. He was one of the best opponents to date because that's one fight I need a rematch because that man, he pushed me, dude. He pushed me far. And he made me really, which I work hard anyway, but just I knew people tend to play to their opponents. So I know he was a hard worker. I know he's a workhorse. I know he's a very good and experienced fighter. So I had to turn it up, man. Which I'm still turning it up. I still have to turn it up more,
Okay, sir. Best of luck for the next time. So, who's your favorite MMA fighter?
Favorite? It kind of varies, man, because I'm a huge Cody No Love Garbrandt fan. I'm a huge No Love fan, but I've always been, ever since John Jones got into the UFC, he's always been just my top guy, man. We both went to Iowa Central, so he's an amazing athlete. I know he's had some ups and downs, but that man he's an amazing fighter.
Amazing. Well, what do you think of the Conor McGregor situation where he attacked the bus? What do you take from it?
Man, it's people sometimes people do things that it's unnecessary. But when you in somebody like Conor McGregor's position, he feel he can probably do just about anything, and not be, criticized on it or penalized for it. But then again, everybody's gonna meet that match someday.
He got arrested and he got charged. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, you can't do stupid things like that. You're in the public's eye. Everybody looks and you see or hear Conor McGregor. You don't want to see things like that. So it's just you expect to see. He's a trash talker, but from outside of the ring, from other times I've seen, he seems to be a pretty outstanding and pretty upfront guy, good person, but then again, there's little things like that. Maybe he just needs a little more attention, He felt like he was getting out of the spotlight. Maybe he need that spotlight back on him for a little bit,
So, that's okay. So, what do you think about the current mayhem in the UFC? Like, 3 or 4 fights got cancelled in UFC 223, and one of them is a main event. Holloway got cancelled. Holloway versus Khabib. Yeah. He was not clear medically, and now they don't even have a lightweight champion. They stripped Tony, they stripped McGregor, and Khabib is not fighting. So what do you think of that?
Man, things happen. Things. It's the mixed martial arts. It's the fight game, man. So there's always something somewhere, But hopefully this card still plays out pretty nice. I'll definitely be watching. I know Joanna and Rose will put on a freaking amazing show, so in that main event fight, but there's also plenty of other good fights on that card. So I know there's one really exciting one got canceled, or actually a couple, but we'll look past that. I guarantee the UFC will still pull it out and put on a good show.
What do you think will happen to the whole lightweight title situation?
I'm guessing next show they put on, man, it'll be something on it. I guarantee it. There'll be somebody fighting for that belt pretty soon. So if it's not, I don't know, maybe Kevin Lee, he might finally get that chance he's been looking for, because he's definitely been kind of on a tear here doing this thing. Shout out to Kevin Lee, because he's another Michigan guy, Detroit, Michigan guy. So, yeah, but we'll see. They'll have something for it. But one of these days, I'll be on there. One of these days, I'll be on that belt. So.
So like, who you got on Joanna versus Rose nominee?
The first fight, man, I was calling for Joanna, but I can't switch up now. I'm still going Joanna, man. I feel like she's put in. She's just the type of fighter she is. I don't think she just went and let that beat her up too much. She let it push her. She let it make her work harder. And I guarantee, at least I ain't gonna say I guarantee, but I'm hoping she comes out on top this time. But you never know. It's MMA, so you can always. Hey, it's
Okay.
always exciting to watch fights where you feel what's going to happen, and then the complete opposite. So
Yeah, that's
we'll
true.
see.
So like, I want to take back the topic to you. In a fight against Mac Plazola, like you won by submission, and there's written
Yes.
like by injury. So shed me some light on it. Like what injury? Like how? That was a
I'm
pretty
pretty
quick match
sure. I
though.
think I think his rib broke. I know we started out. Well, coming into that fight, it was a short notice fight for me. I took it in like 2 weeks or less, I believe. But I'm always training, man, so I'm always ready. But
And the fight was very
yeah,
short too. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't think. I think we're almost about the same size, maybe the same height. I
No, no,
might be
I'm
like an inch or two taller,
I'm
but
talking about the
he.
yeah time of the fight. Like you finished like under 1 minute. You finished
Oh
him.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
that's what
yeah.
I'm
It
saying.
was pretty quick. He came out. I hit him with the leg kick, and then right after the leg kick, I figured he'd be throwing like a kick back because that's kind of some people you hit them with something and they want to hit you back with the same thing or stuff like that. So he threw a head kick, and I went right under it and took him down pretty much, and we are going on the ground, and I pretty much held position or kept control of him on the ground there, and then we started almost working back up, and I was bringing him back down,
Yeah.
and he was under me, and I had a nice tight waist on him, and I heard him yell out, and I was like, for a second there, I'm like, wait, did he just scream out or whatever? And then yeah, sure enough, ref stopped it, and I'm like, oh wow, yes, like rib broke under me, but yeah, that was a pretty good fight. It was pretty cool, man. I was like, wow, okay. Which is I'm always training obviously on everything, but that week specific or that training camp specifically, we start working on just a lot more top pressure and things like that. Just because with my wrestling background, once you get on the ground, that top pressure is key, man. Learning how to hold somebody down and then put hands on them and make them do things you want them to do. Put themselves in bad positions. So just it worked out for my good. And then the fight after that, same thing. So.
Mm. So what are your ultimate goals in MMA career and life?
Okay, MMA. Like I said, I want to be a lightweight world champion in the UFC. That's my biggest goal. I will be a lightweight world champion in the UFC. And for my life, man, I want to help as many animals as I can before I leave this earth. I just once things get going the way I wanted to, I'll definitely open up a dog rescue and hopefully a wildlife reserve, to be honest, where I can help any and all animals, not just dogs or not just cats. So I'm a real big animal lover, man. And
Okay.
once I'm done being an animal, I'll take care of them.
Is there a dog like screaming in the background?
Yeah, that's one of my puppies. He's out.
Which breed is which breed
Outside.
is it? Which breed is it?
He's an Anatolian Shepherd, so
Okay.
he's a big boy. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much for joining in. Yeah. Hope you have
Oh,
success
thank you
in
for
more.
having me, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, let's
It was
we'll meet
awesome.
again, bro. Yeah, we'll meet again in your
For
next
sure.
fight. Yeah. I'm truly
For
grateful
sure.
to have the opportunity to talk to you again, meet you again, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime, brother. Let me know, man.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I'll call you next
Thank
time.
you. Oh, thank you.
It was really awesome to talk to Devoniere, the Beast Jackson, and it was really good to know him up close and personal. The one thing that I've learned from him is that we need to have a positive mindset no matter what we do in our life. We need to take the decisions and make it right and not wait for the correct time to make the right decisions. Otherwise, the right time may never come. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Until then, let's go.